Hi guys! Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Donnie, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a more fun, interesting kind of video. I went over to my Instagram and I asked you guys to submit your unpopular Disney opinions, so I guess in this video I'm just going to be reacting to or responding to those unpopular opinions. I thought this would be really interesting because I know a lot of people kind of go back and forth on a lot of different things. So I put that on my story and I got a ton of unpopular opinions. So I read through a couple of them. Some of them did make me a little upset. They hurt me a little bit, but that's okay. It's just other people's opinions and that's okay. Let's get started. I'm really excited to read through these. I'm probably not going to read through all of them because then this video would be really long, but I'll try to get all the interesting ones for you guys. Alright, we're starting off with a really powerful one. Doctor Strange movie is awful. Now, as we know, that is my absolute favorite #1 Marvel movie. So that one kind of hurt a little bit. That one hurt my feelings, but that's okay. I know in everyone else's mind there's tons of Marvel movies that are better. I wouldn't say it's awful though. It's not awful. That's a bit harsh, don't you think? Okay, moving on. Toy Story isn't good. I think Toy Story is pretty good. I haven't seen any of those movies in about 5+ years, but I remember when I watched at least one of them, I loved it. The one with the Lotso bear, that's my favorite one. But I wouldn't say it's not good. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is not worth the wait time. I 100% agree on this. It might be worth the wait time if it was a little faster and longer, but I think DCA is better than Disneyland. That's a hard one because I don't know. I don't really have a favorite between the two just because I love different things in both the parks. Like Disneyland has Indiana Jones, but California Adventure has like Incredicoaster and like all the good food and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think they're pretty split in my mind, but I know a lot of people think DCA is better. Princess and the Frog is elite and gets overlooked because the 3D animation started right after it. I think it does get overlooked a lot. I mean, they are transforming Splash Mountain into Princess and the Frog, so it kind of is getting the recognition that I guess it deserves. Tangled is so underrated and is truly a top Disney film. I feel like Tangled isn't that underrated. I feel like a lot of people love it and a lot of people talk about it too. I think it's a top Disney film. It's my favorite animated film. But I feel like everyone loves Tangled, at least from what I've gathered. Lion King is a too sad to watch film. I feel like it could go both ways. I mean, I definitely get sad when you know what happens, but I feel like the rest of the movie is pretty happy, you know? Infinity War is better than Endgame. I do agree with this. I think that Infinity War is so good and it like really sets up, you know, the end of this phase. I just think the fight scene in Endgame is the best out of like all of the fight scenes that I've seen in any of the movies. Obviously, if you've seen it, you can understand why. But I just feel like Infinity War and the concept is better. I feel like Endgame is a lot of the same stuff that's in Infinity War. Like they're going back to get the stones again, and I feel like it's like repetitive. Even though it's a totally different plot, whatever. That's just how I feel. But yes, I agree. Infinity War is better. Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom is slept on. Personally, I don't like Dinosaur. That's all I'm gonna say. Animal Kingdom is very underrated. I totally agree with this. Animal Kingdom was my favorite park before I went to the Disney College program, and I still love it. It's my second favorite park to Epcot, but it's just so cool. Like, what other theme park can you go to where you can go on a whole safari and like you're walking through the park and you just see animals? Like, that's just so cool. Like, how could you not love Animal Kingdom? There's not that many rides and stuff like that, but it's just like a different kind of park. And like, I love it. I love the vibes there. Mother Gothel is a mid-tier villain. Yeah, I feel like she doesn't do anything too insane. I mean, she did steal a baby, but she's not, like, she doesn't have powers or anything. I mean, well, okay, this is weird. She, like, doesn't have powers. I wouldn't consider her being young through Rapunzel's hair is her having powers, but she doesn't like have evil powers where she's using it to like terrorize the city or something like that. So yeah, I would say she's pretty mid-tier. She's easily defeatable, as we could see. Mickey ice cream bar isn't that good. I think they're pretty good. I'm not a sweets person. I will never be craving like a chocolate ice cream bar, so whenever I eat a Mickey bar, it's very rare. But I think they're pretty good. Infinity War and Endgame is Marvel's peak and will not be reached ever again. I don't know. I feel like Spider-Man No Way Home was pretty intense. I think Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is going to be insane. I feel like they reached a peak, but I feel like they can reach like a ton of different more peaks. But I don't think any Marvel movie is going to be the same with like all the characters that are gone now being gone, but I still think they could get better. Disney live action remakes have overstayed their welcome since Alice. I don't know if I agree with this. I absolutely love the live action Aladdin and the live action Mulan. I could watch the live action Aladdin every single day and never get bored. And the live action Mulan was so good. But some of the live actions are really bad. Some of them are really good. I just think it's a hit or miss. Obviously, live action Alice in Wonderland was so good just because it's such an intricate movie and like plot and stuff like that. But I think some of the movies that have come out for live action are really good. The new Star Wars trilogy is the weakest of the trilogies. I've never seen Star Wars, so I can't really speak on this. Figment is top tier. I don't think he's top tier. I think he's higher mid tier, I would say. I'm not like obsessed with Figment, but I don't have a problem with him. A lot of people do. And I don't want to sound rude, but I feel like if you hate Figment, you're like kind of a little pick-me. I don't know. I just feel like he's silly. He's funny. I feel like every time I go on that ride, it's just like I'm laughing at how ridiculous it is, but I'm not like, this is so weird. Like, what is this? Why is this in Epcot? I'm just like, this is so weird. Like, but he's awesome. Come on, it's Figment. Peter Pan's Flight is way overrated. I think it is a bit overrated. I think it's a really good kids ride just because I feel like if you're a kid, that's kind of like crazy to see and experience. I remember being a kid and going on Peter Pan and I was like, this is insane, how are we flying? So I understand for a kid's aspect, but for like older people, I can see how it could be overrated. Ohana bread pudding is kind of gross. I've never had the bread pudding, but bread pudding doesn't sound too appetizing to me, so I believe you. Plain Mickey pretzels are not it. Yeah, I agree with that. I always get Mickey pretzels with cheese. I really want to try the cream cheese pretzel. I have not gotten around to it, so hopefully when I go to Disneyland next week, I can get them, but we'll see. Encanto was just okay. I know this is a very like mixed debate between people. Personally, Encanto wasn't my favorite movie. I don't know. The music was okay. It's catchy, it is, but the plot just, I don't know. I wasn't too into it. It is just okay. It's not like a fabulous, amazing movie, in my opinion, at least. Magic Kingdom has the worst food out of all the parks. I totally agree with this. I am always struggling to find food in Magic Kingdom. I always end up going to Pecos Bill or getting spring rolls. I've been to Cosmic Capri's once, but my burger was cold. I know there's a bunch of like little snack places like Friar's Nook and stuff like that. Be Our Guest is really good, but it's like if you want to pay that much and like you're gonna take the time out of your day to get a reservation, like all power to you, but for a normal day in Magic Kingdom, they don't really have that many options. Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man. You know, I can't agree with this one. Tom Holland's my favorite. I think everyone's just obsessed with Andrew Garfield because, I don't know, he's just like the hot topic right now. And I mean, yeah, he's cool, but I don't think he's the best. I don't think Dole Whips are that good. I only know one other person that is not a Dole Whip person, and that is Natalie, and I just don't get it. She doesn't like the like sweet flavor that Dole Whip gives off, which I understand, but like they're just so good. Haunted Mansion is overhyped. I'm not the biggest fan of Haunted Mansion. I mean, I love the Haunted Mansion in Disney World way better than the one in Disneyland. I only think the one in Disneyland is great during Halloween because the transformation's crazy. Like, it's just so good. But the one in Disney World just has like an extra 2 minutes added to the beginning. And the stair room and the library are just so cool. Big Thunder Mountain is one of the worst attractions. It's way too rough and not worth the usually long wait. I will say I'm never really running to go on Big Thunder Mountain, but I don't think it's the worst. It is really fun and it is kind of aggressive, but I think that's kind of what makes it fun, especially at night. If you go on Thunder Mountain at night, it is a totally different ride, especially when you go over that one part that's like that. It's crazy, man. I love Thunder Mountain at Disney World, but I'm not like dying to go on it, but it's not too bad. I actually like Rapunzel's short hair. I've seen so many TikToks of people hating on it. It's a cute haircut. I think it's okay. I think he could have cut it a little longer. I mean, obviously it'll grow, right? Will it grow? Remember when Mother Gothel cut that piece of hair and it was like so short compared to the rest of her hair? I don't know, but he could have cut it a little longer, but he didn't, and that's his own personal fault. I mean, he wasn't probably thinking about hair length, but yeah, I like it. I think she looks good with brown hair. Spirit jerseys are not cute. I am not obsessed with them. I will not spend that much money on them, but I only have two, and the two that I have are the Harmonious one and the Millennial Pink, or the light pink one. Let me tell you, I bought that light pink one. I have not worn it a single day in my life. I don't know. I don't like the texture of it. And like, I don't know what weather to really wear them in. Like, I guess like the warm and breezy weather. I don't know. I feel like it's not going to keep me warm. But if I wear it in like the heat, then it might overheat me. I don't know. Animal Kingdom is the worst park out of the 4. That is so disheartening. I love Animal Kingdom. It is so fun there. I mean, I don't know. It's just so different. Like, all the other 3 parks are just strictly rides, and Animal Kingdom has animals and like fun stuff and great food, might I add. And it's like so green and like scenic and pretty. What? Worst park? Here's the better one. Epcot is the best park. I agree. I don't want to go into it, but I agree. Disneyland is better than Disney World. I know this sparks a heavy debate, but I agree. Disneyland is better. If you've been there, you understand why. Yes, it's smaller. There's only 2 parks, but like, I don't know. Just the atmosphere there, you feel different. When you walk into Disneyland, you feel different. When I walk into Disney World, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like immersed. I just feel like, I don't know, it's just a different vibe, and it's so happy and fun, and it's so crammed, but in such a good way, and the food's so good, and they have such good pickles. Oh my god, Disney World needs to get on the Disneyland pickle wave, because I know they have bag pickles, but it's not the same as the pickles at Disneyland. Trust me when I say this. If you ever go to Disneyland, you need to get a Disneyland pickle. Woo! Everest is a snooze. Great theming, but coaster layout is bland and poorly placed. I love Everest. I think it's a cool concept. I mean, going backwards, that's kind of fun. And you go backwards like really aggressively, which I feel like is a bit much for Disney, but I wouldn't say it's a snooze. If you're snoozing on Everest, I don't know, I wouldn't understand. Peter Pan's Flight and Navi River Journey and DAC are not worth the hype. Yeah, I agree. I have only been on Navi River Journey once, and it was cool, but it's so short. Like, it's so short. I waited so long, maybe like 45 minutes, and it was like a 5-minute ride, and I was just like, okay. This one is so funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Joy from Inside Out is one of the worst characters of the movie. She ain't likable. I don't know. I never had beef with Joy, but I mean, she can get annoying, but I feel like overly happy people, like overly hyper people can Not saying that's a bad thing to be happy and hyper, but I understand where you're coming from, but I never had beef with her. Toontown was not it. Toontown had so much character though. Like, yeah, it was kind of a mess and weird and not the best, but it was so silly in there. Like, if you ever just walk around Toontown, like, have you tried going in the Chip and Dale treehouse any older than when you were like 7 years old? It's difficult. It's a challenge, and it's so funny trying to get up and down that thing. And also, Goofy's Go Coaster, like, that's a fun little, like, for kids, that is a bit exhilarating, but I loved it. The DCP seems very toxic. I wouldn't say it's very toxic. I just think there's a lot of competition, and you're getting thrown into like 50-hour work weeks for 6 days a week, and it gets to be a lot. And then like sometimes there's some people that aren't too nice, but I feel like that's everywhere. You're gonna have that everywhere you go. Civil War is overrated. If you don't know what this is talking about, it's talking about Marvel and the Avengers. I love Civil War. I think that first kind of iconic battle, especially when he first beat Spider-Man, that's probably why I like it so much. But I thought it was really good. It's a good movie. It's not like the best out of the Avengers or like the best out of the Captain Americas, but the new Marvel Land was honestly disappointing. You know, I really wanted to love it so much. And I do love certain little aspects of it, but I'm not like obsessed. Obviously the Doctor Strange thing, super cool, love that. Web slingers, it's just not good. It's not good. I'm not really into those kind of like racking up points kind of games. I am really good at web slingers though, which is kind of funny, but it's basically like Toy Story Mania, but with your hands, and you literally just go like this. It gets so tiring, and it's like, I don't know, you don't really like see anything or like enjoy any part of the ride because you're just so stressed about these spiders running around and you have to web them, and it's just a lot. Other than that, I mean, Guardians is really cool, but that's been here for like so long. And the rest of it, it's just really tiny. They had a really small space to work with. Bugs Land was so tiny, but I feel like with the space that they had, they did a really good job. It's just not amazing. Tower of Terror isn't that good anymore. That is not okay. Tower of Terror will always be good, no matter what. I actually love Genie Plus. I did do Genie Plus when I was at Disneyland in December, and it was really nice because we didn't have to wait at all, and we got everything we wanted to done while also having downtime and being able to eat in between. I just think it should be free. Fast passes used to be free. It used to be so much more fun, you know, like you first get to Disneyland, you run to go to Space Mountain to get your Fast Pass ticket, and then it was just like that the whole rest of the day, and I thought that was super fun. Guys, oh my god, these are hurting my feelings. The spring rolls are overhyped and not good. I feel like, you know, I will say the selection of spring rolls they have right now are just like not it. They need to bring back the buffalo chicken spring rolls. Those are the best spring rolls you'll ever have in your life. Those are 100% worth it. Cheeseburger, no. I will never get them ever again. The pastrami 50th ones, they're okay. They're not amazing, but they're not awful. I get them whenever I go, just because they're out of the buffalo chicken. But when the buffalo chicken ones come back, Samantha, you need to try them. If you've tried them and you still think they're overhyped, then shot to the heart. But they're just so good. I probably am the only one that overhypes the spring rolls. Figment needs more love. I agree. There's too many Figment haters over here. We keep Figment slander away from this channel, at least. I love him. I think he's awesome. I don't know. I don't understand the hate on Figment. I really don't. I will say, the first time I ever went on Figment, I was expecting to hate it because everyone's like, the first time you go on Figment, you're gonna think it's so weird and never want to go on it again. And I went on it and I was like, why does everyone hate it? It's so funny. Alright, we got two more. Jasmine and Aladdin are way too underrated. I agree. I think Jasmine and Aladdin are great, especially in the live action Aladdin. I love the main girl, the one from Lemonade Mouth. Oh, she's so good. And the last one that we have is, I love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I also love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I think it's a really fun, really cute little ride. It's nothing like crazy, and you do get pretty crazy in the conga part, but I just think it's cool. It's a cool like concept. But yeah, those were all of the unpopular Disney opinions that I got, or most of them. If any of you guys have any more, make sure you leave them down below in the comments, and if you want to leave your opinion to some of the unpopular opinions listed in this video, make sure you do. I think it's a really fun kind of conversation starter, especially if you kind of feel differently, which I feel like everyone's different, everyone has different opinions and stuff like that. I think it's important to know that your opinion's valid, your opinion is your own, and yeah. I really enjoyed making this video. I think it's really fun to see where different people are at in stages of like Disney opinions, and yeah, I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys very soon with another video.